Jacaranda FM's Good Morning Angels, Wednesdays on Breakfast with Martin Bester.
My pleasure to welcome you to the Hoogaard family this morning, and it's all about what a beautiful name is it, O'Rain. Môre, Ma Elissa.
Môre.
Gaan met jou.
Goed, dankie met jou.
En Nico daar langs jou.
Môre Martin.
Baie welkom in die ateljee. Dis 'n mooi naam.
Dankie.
Waar kry jy mes so 'n naam? Is dit O'Rain? Het ek dit reg gesê?
Ja.
O'Rain.
Ja.
Wat beteken dit?
Nico kan maar sê, hy het die naam ontdek.
Het jy die naam gekies?
Ja, dit is my ouma was van Galliese herkoms. Sy was McGregor Smith en O'Rain is ook van Gals-Walliese herkoms en dit beteken goud.
Wow. Dis baie mooi. Vertel ons die storie van O'Rain.
Wel, ons was omtrent amper 5 jaar getroud. En sy was beplan en ons het vandag swanger geraak. Ek het 'n goeie swangerskap gehad, behalwe dat ek COVID gekry het.
Oh no.
Ja, 10 weke. Maar alles verder het goed gegaan, geen probleme nie.
So dit het nie uitwerking gehad nie, dit het nie effek gehad nie, die COVID.
Ek was baie moeg.
Okay.
Al het my 2 weke se siekverlof gegee, maar ek moes 3 vat, want ek kon nie. Verder het ons geen probleme gehad nie. Sy is op die datum gebore wat hulle vir ons gegee het. Dit sou 'n tuisgeboorte gewees het. En toe die dag, toe kom sy te vinnig. Toe ons inry birthhouse toe vir 'n evaluasie of ja, toe sê die vroedvrou vir my nee. Julle bly net hier. Sy kom nou. Ons het nie 'n doeksak nie, ons het nie my sak nie, ons het nie 'n babastoeltjie nie, niks nie.
Sê dis nou tyd.
Dis nou tyd. So toe sy gebore is, toe het my man huis toe gery, alles gekry en daar was geen komplikasies nie. Hulle het net vir my gesê daar is kalsifikasies op die placenta, maar partykeer is dit maar algemeen hoe ouer die placenta raak. En ja, almal het gesê, hierdie kind het soos 'n aura om haar. Sy is so op en wakker en sy is hierdie vreedsame kind en ja, hulle het net gesê daar's iets.
Shines like gold.
Ja, sy was 'n baie maklike babietjie, 3.6 kilos, goeie gewig.
Sure. Uitstekend op die Apgar-skoor.
Ja, 9 en...
Everything fine.
Everything fine.
Okay, and then?
Then we missed the audio test. Ek het vergeet. Hulle het my gesê daarvan, maar ek het heeltemal vergeet. Toe, die tyd gaan aan, sy was bietjie agter met kruip en loop, maar nie vreeslik nie, van die kinders vat maar bietjie langer. Toe sê die mense vir my, haar beentjies bietjie lui, maar geen ander goeters nie, sy het nooit antibiotika gehad nie, sy was nie siek nie, ek was heeltyd by die huis met haar, ek het op 'n werk, toe ek swanger geraak het. Ja. En toe kom dit, dat sy amper 2 is, en vriende van ons sê, hoorie, hierdie kind praat nog nie, julle moet 'n plan maak. My boetie het stadiger gepraat, of later gepraat, ons het gedink, sy is net agter, is bietjie agter, is nie 'n probleem nie.
When is the normal age, or usual age, for starting to speak, would you say, with children?
Ek sê, dit is so 1.5, 2, dit hang af, as haar ouer boeties en sissies is.
So, it can happen, that at 2...
Yes.
Okay, so you still didn't suspect anything major?
No.
Alright.
Toe gaan ons arbeidsterapie toe, want al balans was af. Ja, toe word het beter, meer gebabbel, want sy was nie stil nie, sy het gebabbel.
Okay.
So the babbling got better, improved, en toe breek sy elleboog, Julie vakansie. So we couldn't go to occupational therapy, and then I thought, it's in the back of my mind, let me just take her to the audiologist. And that day they told me, they don't, like, she's a bit difficult, sy is maar moeilik, want dis vreemde mense, sy gaan nie skooltjie toe nie, en toe sê sy, kom ons probeer weer die toets, maar hulle kry nie enige reaksie nie, van die haarselle nie, hy het dit nie eers gehoor nie, ek sê van hoor jy, hulle sê die kind is doof, toe besluit ek, kom ons gaan oor in City toe, toe gaan ons oor in City toe, hulle het baie mooi toetse gedoen, hulle het die vloeistof in die ore getoets, dat sy nie met grommet skryf iets, soos dit nie. En toe sê hulle nie, die haarselle kry hulle regtig niks nie. Daar's nie.
And that's where the diagnosis was shared with you? Which was what?
Profound deafness.
In both ears?
In both ears.
Because we live in the year 2024, thank goodness there are things that there are possible solutions
Ja.
that could help. Yeah, telling me about that.
So, dit was 'n bomskok. Ek dink ek het grys geword na hierdie diagnose, maar hulle het vir ons gesê daar is geleenthede. Sy kan vir 'n cochleaire implanting gaan, hulle moet net kyk.
Okay, so she could be a candidate
Yes.
for cochlear implants.
Ja.
Okay.
So,
Ready?
sê weer?
Then we had to go for the MRI scans to make sure that the brain and all the nerves and all the blood vessels and everything is there. The brain is properly developed. There's nothing else that is wrong or causing her to not be able to hear.
Which means that she could be a candidate.
Ja.
Yes,
Alright.
that went through successfully after the CT scan, the MRI scan.
Okay.
And,
All right.
Yeah.
So generally, when a child is born, at some point there needs to be an audio test anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Because up until 2 years old, you may not even know.
Ja.
That's
Yeah, so generally after birth they do like an audiology test just to kind of, but it's a very kind of basic one, but just to see the APGAR scores, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously like they were saying, as your kids grow older, there's a babbling that happens, but if the babbling doesn't then develop into actual words, because obviously they're being spoken to by parents, friends, whatever, then there's obviously a level of concern, because why aren't you either repeating back to me, so
Starting to form
words.
okay, but practically you wouldn't know for the first couple of years. I mean, there are no obvious signs.
No.
You know. Okay, so then you got told that she is a perfect candidate for cochlear implants.
Ja.
I know this from doing Good Morning Angels for a while. That comes with a price tag.
Yes.
Like most of these modern solutions.
Ja. En
Jy het gesê jy het opgehou werk op 'n stadium.
ek het, toe ek 'n huismamma,
Aha.
toe het ek gedink, okay, so met COVID en alles het die geld die roepekoers opgegaan. Ons het net huis gekoop voor COVID, toe het ons die medies gestop. Want
ons is op die punt waar ons die keuse moes maak, want of ons hou medies of ons hou ons huis.
Sure.
En
en
dit het ons nou maar gesit en sommige doen soos okay wel, ons het nou 'n kind en ja, dit is moeilik om medies te kanselleer want jy weet nie wat 'n kind gaan doen nie, maar dis dit soos okay wag. Ons sal dit waag.
Ja.
Want as ons nog kinders vir nog 'n huis en nog die huis hou eintlik.
Direk ja. Hoe het jy dit alles hanteer, Nico?
Dis baie druk. Ek dink enige pa sal saamstem. Dit is baie moeilik as jy alleen inkomste is wat jou huishouding moet onderhou en
It's a lot of pressure.
it's a lot of pressure. It was a very challenging time, but
And tough decisions.
a lot of tough decisions. It's not I wouldn't think that anyone can just go and say no, that's like bless the people that do support you. But if someone comes up to you and say, you never cancel the medical aid, it's like, I hear you, but you weren't in my shoes.
Yeah.
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 I mean, preaching to me at this point where I'm trying to keep my head above water and trying to do the best for my family is,
Not helping.
I hear you.
Yeah. But it doesn't help. It's been done now.
Yeah.
It's done.
So, where are we standing now? What are we talking here?
Well, she's an ideal candidate, and we've been working through the PCIU, the Pretoria Cochlear Implant Unit, and
Yeah.
they've told us that one device will be 244,000 rand
Goodness.
for the entire procedure, the hospital costs, speech therapy. That would total 550,000. So it's a lot if you don't have medical aid. And when we heard that she's deaf, we did apply for medical aid and we were accepted. We were
But-
granted.
yeah.
But that only started at 1 October. And according to the medical aid law of South Africa, she's now excluded for a year. But that doesn't stop us to try and get funds in another way.
Of course, no, of course. And I'm guessing that at her age, these are critical developmental years.
Yeah.
ja, hulle het gesê so daar's kinders wat al 9 maande cochleaire implantings kry.
Okay.
So
And
hulle
the
doen
sooner it gets done, the better for her development.
Ja, en dis hoekom mense sal dink dat die medies dan 'n uitsondering sal maak, veral vir kinders. Maar
yeah. But that's
Maar
not how it works in reality.
nee.
That's what we also know
So,
from hearing stories on Good Morning Angels.
So hulle sê die beste tyd is nou tot 5 jaar. Maar hoe
course.
vinniger mens
As-
speel, hoe
As soon
beter.
as possible. I always like turning to the experts when it comes to cases like these, like yours. And here we have representing Operation Healing Hands, and we have really partnered with them so many times. Is it Brensha?
Yes, that's correct.
How are you, Brensha?
Great, thanks. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you. No strangers to these stories.
Yes, thank you for having us again.
But oh
It's a
boy,
privilege.
do you step in. So what are we dealing with here? This is an enormous amount of money.
So, as Operation Healing Hands, we are so incredibly privileged to be part of Oraine's journey to a brighter future, and to also be able to not just hear the world around her, but her parents' voices for the first time, which could be life-changing. And when we heard that family and friends had already gathered and donated 75,000 Rand, we got straight to work with all our partners and sponsors and hospitals, our entire network of our own version of Angels, to work on closing the gap, which was 475,000 Rand that was outstanding for this one cochlear implant that needs to take place. So we are very grateful to our friends, particularly at Southern ENT, who have given us an almost 50% discount on the actual cochlear implant that's going to be used, the actual prosthetic that's going to be used at 50% of its usual cost. And because we also are aware of the fact that it is an urgent and necessary procedure, we have already booked her theatre time for next week, Tuesday, at Zuid-Afrikaans Hospital, who we would also like to thank for giving us immense discounts on their usual rates for facilities and anything that we'll be using in theatre. And then also to all the medical professionals and anyone involved in her care at Zuid-Afrikaans who are giving their time and expertise and skills for absolutely free at no cost. And if that's not enough, we've managed to secure in cash donations another 75,000 cash donation, which leaves us with 100,000 remaining out of the initial 550 that was needed to do the one implant and everything that accommodates that entire implanting of that device.
Help me with the math here quickly. Where did we start here? You said something about 500 and something?
Yeah, over half a bar, yeah.
Yeah.
That's overwhelming.
They already have a date.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're
said-
optimists. We've booked this ahead of time, so we live in hope. Operation Healing Hands
This
lives in hope.
is positivity in action right there. They already set a date. What is the date? 12 November?
Next week, Tuesday, 12
Next week?
November.
Tuesday, guys. So
Dis nie
that
reg hier voor.
that closed the gap. There's 100,000 left, and we'll give that.
Baie dankie.
Thank you.
Dankie julle.
We'll close that gap with 100,000 Rand needed. 12 November. You're in fantastic hands. In fact, you are in the hands of Operation Healing Hands and Good Morning Angels.
Baie dankie. Mense was net so goed vir ons hierdie laaste ruk. Die genade is baie groot.
Ongelooflik, dankie.
Baba julle, en hou ons asseblief op hoogte hoor.
Baie dankie ons asseblief.
I need videos
Ja,
when you speak to her and she can hear you.
dankie.
That is beautiful. Good job, Angels. Good job,
Thank you.
Operation Healing
Thank you guys for
Hands.
having us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Southern
much.
ENT, Zuid-Afrikaans Hospital, everybody that made this possible. Good job, Angels. Good job.
When Coronation Talk. Breakfast with Martin Bester.